While this does look like the meme of the son raised by Arnold versus the son raised by Arnold's wife, these two images are actually of the same person, Gordon Ryan. On the left image, he's on fat bags of steroids. On the right, he's on a diet high in falafel and vape mist. Highly regarded as the greatest jiu-jitsu grappler of all time, Ryan has been cutting through his opponents like a hot knife through butter, with an impressive record of 93-5-3. Mentored by the greatest jiu-jitsu coach of all time, John Danaher, who has that sensei energy.
It was hard to win the battle for survival, but it's 10 times harder to win the battle for meaning.
But the recent admission to his doing steroids begs the question, is he still the GOAT in the BJJ game if he's a saucy little minx?
Gordon Ryan, who's the greatest grappler of all time, openly admits to taking performance-enhancing drugs.
What do you think makes him good? The thing is steroids.
That I'm a natural athlete.
Jiu-jitsu is the most under-tested discipline when it comes to drug testing. And whilst it is prohibited in the sport, realistically there's no penalty or punishment. You could just rock up to the mat and shove a fat needle in your left buttock pre-fight. So for this geezer to say he's natural, I'm just not having it, brother. The reason Gordon doesn't fight in MMA is because his piss would literally burn through testing tubes and scorch the earth below with nuclear radiation. Plus, sometimes it just doesn't work out when niche single-faceted fighters transition. MMA fighters using PEDs is obviously nothing new, and seeing a physique melt in front of our eyes is commonplace. Look at when USADA, a drug testing agency, were implemented by the UFC, and we started to mysteriously see fighters devolve like sad Pokemon. TRT Belfort became this geezer's name for life, and that's just what he's known as now.
Yeah, exactly.
His neck started at the top of his head.
Nobody remembers the guy for how he fought. That's all he is now, the guy who went from Larry the Lobster to Mr. Krabs when he lost his shell. Since then, obviously, athletes have taken to sneakier ways of doping, with the likes of Conor McGregor quite clearly having done TRT or steroids during his healing process when his leg snapped in half and he exited the USADA testing pool. Brother turned into a brick shithouse and his skull just seems to have morphed and grown with the human growth hormone, like you see more naturally with female fighters such as Chris Cyborg. During the making of this video, it appears Mother's Milk and Tootsie Roll Gordon has megamorphed yet again within the space of a week. So it looks like Arnie regained custody of his second child. And the common misconception is that steroids make you balloon like this in 1 week. However, you have to realise most of these fighters are using different PEDs, ones that they can cycle and go under the radar. Take TJ Dillashaw for example. He is a fighter I genuinely believed were destined to be the future GOAT, and he was absolutely shredded. How did he make it to flyweight that one time when it appeared he had 0 pounds to lose? EPO, a common performance-enhancing drug used in combat sports, it can boost your cardiovascular endurance, which makes so much sense now. This dude was a cardio machine. Obviously not since his drug-free return, where he got a little bit smoked and looked like a shadow of his former self. So other cardio demons like Marab, I mean, is he training with Forrest Gump and Tony Ferguson on a mountain in Big Bear, or is it EPO? Maybe we'll find out why bro's got the stamina cheat sheet with the unlimited potion.
Which bounces the signal all over the globe through over 1,000 different...
There is also the John Jones picogram problem, where his quote-unquote penis pills caused him to pop at an event. And I believe him, to be fair. If he managed to beat DC a week after going on a coke bender, this man genuinely can't be stopped in any realm of endeavour. I'd be shaking for a week trying not to die, never mind challenging KFC Butterbean to a legacy bout and winning. Jones is the GOAT because he had to use performance-enhancing drugs to take himself off God mode. Even the great Anderson the Spider Silva wasn't impervious to PED accusations, where USADA flagged him for 2 separate substances, being a diuretic, no doubt to aid him in making weight for his fights easier as he was aging, and that must have gotten pretty high maintenance to do, as well as an anabolic agent, his excuse being that he took the drugs to aid his leg recovery when it snapped in half, similar to what I'm guessing McGregor is doing now. Other reports say he also took sexual performance medicine and anxiety medicine. And let's not forget Adesanya's titty problem. Listen, I used to work at a cosmetic surgery clinic where I'd have ample amounts of meaty steroid-using juice heads call in to covertly have the titty growth issue resolved, as it is a dead giveaway to steroid use. Not saying he is 100%, but you know what I mean, props. So how did they get away with it when USADA exists? Because these drugs that they are choosing can have very short windows, and the fighters can make smart cycles and gamble that USADA won't test them in the very small window that they choose to take the drugs. Human growth hormone, for example, will only stay in the body for up to 14 hours, yet the performative effect can last up to a month. Then if chosen correctly and they did pop by USADA, then they can always blame it on tainted supplements, like, oh shit, I got some steroids in my protein shake by accident, damn it. Which is the same as those people who worry the children's Halloween treats will have drugs in them. You fucking wish. Drugs aren't cheap, brother.
Yes.
Anytime somebody says it was a tainted supplement,
yeah.
it's bullshit.
It's hard to tar everyone that seems shady with the same brush, because there are clearly genetic freaks who I believe are indeed clean, such as Francis Ngannou, who clearly had a rougher paper round than you and I, and Yoel Romero, who was clearly a part of the super soldier experiment in Cuba, who by the way was suspected of using, and it was proved that he was really a tainted supplement, and he won 27 million in a case. Nice. And remember, you can look like Roy Nelson or Sean O'Malley and still be on PEDs. It isn't just the anime character looking brothers like Baki Lesnar. And at the highest level of this game, any advantage a fighter can get would be tempting.
You either die a hero
or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
It just goes to show.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.